Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at a brand new Brickheadz and Minions Rise of Gru set. That's going to be set number 40420, Stewart, Gru, and Otto, Brickheadz number 104, 105, and 106. This set has 244 pieces, those three characters I mentioned retailing for $19.99 USD. Gru is valued at $10, then both minions are valued at $5, which makes sense for the rules established by the Brickheadz theme. I'm thoroughly impressed with this set. I think they all look fantastic, and honestly, I was surprised when this came out. Both this and the second minion set, which you will be seeing a review of very soon, if not today, then tomorrow. They dropped on the 1st, and I was thoroughly impressed. I love these sets, and I cannot wait to take a closer look. We're going to take a look at Gru first and move on to Stewart and Otto. Our first character, Gru, is built just like pretty much any other Brickheadz, although he did have some very interesting building techniques to get his belt on in place there. You can kind of see the bricks on the side there. They used a lot of the upward-facing 2x2 tiles to make us, tiles go out and everything. It was pretty interesting. One of his 3 printed pieces is actually a 1x4 flat tile instead of one of the, long ones with the printing on the side. So it was interesting how they decided to do that. I think it works very well for this character, and it's definitely something I haven't seen before. Speaking of that printed piece, it's the only one that's not, his eyes, and it's really cool. I like the white undershirt poking through. It represents, I think, the younger version of this character quite well. I also really like the scarf. It gives him a ton of character because this is something I'm used to him wearing as, both an adult and as a kid. I really like the way they use these kind of upward curving pieces to kind of show the scarf was pulled up and tucked behind him, and it continues all the way under his neck above his shoulder there and onto the back where we have it dangling down again. And then, of course, it continues all around, so it's a full circle, or square in this case, technically. And I really like that. It shows great attention to detail, and it works very well. Besides that scarf and the printing on the front of the character, there are no prints or anything for the rest of the shirt. It's just plain blue, which works very well for this character and his jacket. Very iconic. Another huge awesome thing for this set is that Gru actually has a nose, and he's one of the very few Brickheadz to actually have a nose. I think the Witch is like one of the only other ones, and I'm really glad they included it because Gru's nose is such a huge part of his character, and it makes him so recognizable. It's something the minifigure really suffered from not having, and I'm glad they decided to include that here. I think it's disappointing he doesn't have an accessory. I feel like a wrench, maybe a gadget, a remote control or something would have really improved this character. However, I don't think it's too bad that, he doesn't have one. Speaking of things that I don't really like, it's kind of weird seeing the cowlicks in the back of his head. His hairpiece I have some problems with. While that is okay, because, he's a little kid, he's got hair sticking up. What's weird is the blank studs right here. This piece it bows out far. It's a nice curve. And then we just have studs. And it kind of angles really sharply. And I feel like they should have maybe used some cheese slopes there to kind of break up the, the curve. And then all of a sudden there's this huge gap and then just studs. I think they could have made that transition a bit more fluid. And I'm kind of sad they didn't, but that's an easy fix. And also when you're looking at him from the front, you really can't see that. And he looks perfectly fine as is. Overall, I'm thoroughly impressed with this Brickhead. He's very iconic, very recognizable, and very relatable, to the actual on-screen appearance. So that's really cool. I'm very excited to see this movie when it comes out, and I'm really glad to have this character because I've always loved the Despicable Me movies. I'm actually considering trying to modify this character to be the old Gru as opposed to the young Gru. So if that's something you guys would like to see, please let me know. But I would rate this individual Brickheadz 10 out of 10. Awesome. Let's move him out of the way and take a look at Stewart. Stewart here comes in his traditional minion overalls, and I really like the design right here. He's pretty interesting, not exactly what I was expecting, but I do like it. There were some unorthodox build techniques here as well, used here as well, but there are 2 things I'm not a fan of. Right off the bat, why doesn't he have a banana or something? I think that would have really improved the character. Accessories are always great, and would have been nice to have one. And also, he's got 3 printed pieces. The first one is going to be this hairpiece up top, which is really nice. I like that. However, it looks so awkward having the studs, no studs, studs. And it's kind of weird. And then you can't even see the hairpiece because from the front, all I can see are the studs. And they completely overpower that print. They should have either raised that or made those flat tiles, just something to change that up because it's not great. The other printed piece is going to be his eyeball in the center there. All of the Minions characters share this eyeball, as well as Harry Potter from the new Harry Potter Brickheadz. There's one other print, a 1x3 right there, and it has just a trapezoid pocket in the front there for his overall design, which looks really nice. I really appreciate the black band going all around this character to hold up his goggles. I think that's very nice and something that's actually realistic to what the character really looks like. I also like the hands. They changed the design. They used one of those strange pieces. So you can see the actual cusp of the hand here comes out further than the shoulder does, which is, you know, kind of realistic to what characters actually look like. And I really like that design. They also used some very nice 2x2s with a singular stud in the center to get the stand in place, because he does sit a bit differently from the other Brickheadz. And I really like the design here. I'm just really a fan of the way they decided to change up the arms. I think it works so much better. I like the 1x1 there to get the yellow part as well. I think this is a very, very excellent model. I'm just a little disappointed by the hair and the lack of an accessory included. But overall, I really like Stewart. He's Brickheadz number 105. I forgot to mention, Gru is 104. Our last character is going to be Brickheadz 106, and that's going to be Otto. His accessory is the dragon printed tile from the Chinese style set that I'm going to take a look at soon. Pretty cool. It's just a gold 2x2 with a very nice print right there. This character has 2 eyes as opposed to Stewart's 1. Exact same print. His hairpiece looks so much better. It's just a stud on top there. And while there's no studs around it, it looks great because it towers over the other studs, not the other way around, which is cool. He's got a 1x4 with the exact same print as Stewart in the front there. And then his arms are built in the exact same way. However, they're a little forward. I think maybe centering them would have been a better choice, but it doesn't really matter. And of course, it looks weird on this side too, because this one's all the way forward, so you have him reaching out. So maybe the arms could have been improved, but I don't really care all that much. Build-wise, he's pretty much identical to Stewart, especially from the back. They're the exact same height. However, you know, this one's sizably larger, built 4x4 as opposed to 3x3. And that makes sense considering this character is larger in the movie. And while making them the same height necessarily wasn't the best idea, I'm still fine with it. I think they look great. I'm really happy we got 2 minions in their overalls here. I think Otto looks pretty cool and definitely one of my favorite characters. Here's the box. It's got a whole ton of really cool designs on the back. We got a very nice minion design and some really cool, I just really love how much detail they put into the back of the box. On the back here, we just have a picture of, you know, how they fit on the stands, and then an advertisement for the other Minions Rise of Gru set. You'll see a review of that very, very soon. And then a picture of the actual minions on the side right there. Pretty simple box. Let's take a look at those instruction manuals. There are 2 manuals included, one for Stewart and Otto and one for Gru. On the back of the Gru one, we have an advertisement for the other set. They're really going hard advertising that. Nothing else there. On the back of this one, the Windman and the parts list and nothing else. So pretty simple instruction manuals. Very cool though. Very fun building experience. Overall, I would rate this set a solid 10 out of 10. I really love the Brickheadz line, and I've pretty much never been disappointed. I think these represent excellent value, considering $20 for 3 characters. I'm okay with that, especially since I've wanted Minions Brickheadz for a long time. I actually designed a Minions Brickheadz probably like 6 or 7 years ago on LEGO Ideas. Never got any traction, but it was a pretty cool model, if I do say so myself. But I really enjoyed doing that, and I'm glad to, even if it wasn't my project, to see Minions, you know, come to Brickheadz form, because I think it's a very nice pairing, and I really love these super cute guys. If you have not picked this set up, I would definitely recommend doing so. I think it's just LEGO store exclusive for now, though it might trickle down to other retail stores at some point. But if you can, I definitely recommend picking it up. This set, I think, is definitely my favorite of the 2. However, I'll save that official verdict till after I take a look at it. But I'm really impressed here. Great character design, really recognizable, super cool, 10 out of 10. That's all I got for you guys today, though. Just a quick little video talking about, honestly, I think one of my favorite Brickheadz sets so far. I cannot wait to take a look at the Harry Potter ones when I manage to get my hands on them, so stay tuned for that. And of course, as always, let me know in the comment section down below what videos you want to see next, whether it's hauls, Minecraft stuff, reviews. Let me know what sets you want to see. Anything, I'm open to suggestions. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you all in the very next video, and I want you all to have a fantastic and safe rest of your day.